What's up, y'all? Welcome to another successful Sunday. I wish I had like one of those, the effects up. Pew, 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 pew. What is up? My name is Coach AJ, Dope Life Coach, the dopest life coach out there. And if you are new here, click that subscribe button so that you never miss another successful Sunday. On this live, we discuss things of how to set yourself up for a successful week ahead. And today we're going to be talking about breadcrumbing. And I'm not too sure if you know what breadcrumbing is or what it means. Put it in the comments. Have you ever experienced it? I'm going to go through signs of it and how you can work through it because breadcrumbing could come through our lives in so many different formats and in so many different ways. It's not just in just our personal life; it could come through in our professional life as well. So I'm going to be tapping into different aspects of that. But before we get into it, as always, we're going to clear the energy, clear the air, because again, today's Sunday, so it's the first day of the week, believe it or not. And I hope if you didn't have to work, that you had a moment of rest. I know I did. So we're just gonna take a couple of deep breaths in through our nose, and we're gonna sigh it out through our mouth. Okay. So in through our nose and sigh it out. Two more times in through your nose and sigh it out. One more time in through your nose and sigh it out. Thank you for those who've been rocking with me on every Sunday. I missed last Sunday because I was exhausted. I ain't gonna lie to you. Your girl was tired and sincerely needed to do nothing but sleep. And I got exactly that, an extra rest. So I hope that we can just tap into how we can set ourselves for a good week. And maybe there's been moments in your life where you've experienced breadcrumbs and like people just kind of leaving you breadcrumbs behind. But drop in the comments, the fire emoji if you're ready to let go of anyone giving you any sense of breadcrumbing and you're ready to let go of that because we're tapping into a better us. You know what I mean? A much better us. So let's go ahead. Oh, and also take notes. This is a good time to write down. Maybe something could come to your head as I'm speaking, and you're thinking, "Oh man, yeah, I remember when someone did that to me and left breadcrumbs behind." So a few reasons why you probably have settled. You know why we settle for breadcrumbs? It could be staying in a toxic relationship or the fear of being alone. Okay. I think we've all kind of been there to some degree. Holding on to a draining job or draining energy because of financial stability. We all need money to live the life that we want, right? And to survive, right? Or sticking to low effort friendships. And because you don't want to start over. And the older we get, we don't really want to look out and figure out ways to meet new friends. And I get that. But there's a lot of greatness in those moments, in each of them. So I want you to think about staying in a toxic relationship. I'm gonna just tap into that a little bit for a moment. I think I've been in a few, to be honest. And one of the things that I've personally learned is that in each one of them, when they end, how much I'm starting not over, but like shedding off a layer like an onion, and it's needed and necessary in that very season. So I know people sometimes the older we get, we think that releasing ourselves from let's say a relationship is one of the most toughest things to do because we'd have to start all over, especially as women. But can I tell you this? It's probably one of the best things you could ever do because sometimes you're saving yourself, your energy, your health, your well-being, so many aspects of your life that you're saving yourself with. So sometimes staying in situations that may feel comfortable is not always the answer. In terms of a draining job, yeah, I could definitely tap into that. And I always have an inkling, maybe it's like a woman's intuition. When something's about to pop off, I leave. I make an exit plan. And I'm usually pretty good at it. Each time that it happens, I'm like, ooh, it's time to pivot. Each time I have little signals, it's time to pivot. And I was always afraid to do it, considering, it's just me and I gotta make sure that I have money so that I can live and survive. And that's another way of why we stay in sometimes environments and jobs that just not our thing. And friendships, oof, where do I begin? For I have a lot of great friendships now. I recognize and realize that sometimes there were some that just weren't supposed to last as long as they did. And as you get older, you may not feel like you want to start over new friendships, but you know what? To be fair, it's very much like relationships. It's necessary so that you could feel, not I don't want to say whole, but you could feel just good. Just absolutely good about this yourself and the people that you are around. So those are just a couple of reasons of why you may stick in accepting breadcrumbs. And I also want to just tap into um the fear, because the fear aspect is what kind of holds us down for sticking with breadcrumbs so much. Is the fear we will be convincing ourselves that breadcrumbs is better than nothing. Like, we think that we should just accept, and this, I don't even wanna just say friendship, this could be even family too. For a moment, I just wanna, like, also tap into, um, different aspects of your family, whether it's parents, in-laws, siblings, whatever the case is. You don't have to accept breadcrumbs even there just because it's, like, all or nothing. Because, I don't know, we're not no pigeon. We don't we're not a pigeon, you know what I mean? We do not need to accept it, but breadcrumbs, like, because breadcrumbs is just a crumbs, it's not a meal, right? We can't feed off of that, we can't live off of that, and the fear will keep you feeling stuck, but faith will definitely pull you forward into where you need to be and where you need to align to be. So I want you to ask yourself this question: what's one thing you're holding on to right now because you're afraid of losing it? What is one thing you're holding on right now because you're afraid to lose it? Hmm. What's one thing I'm holding on to right now because 'cause I'm afraid to lose it? It really isn't anything. Because sorry, my dear, if there's I'm just a point in my life that if there's something that's holding me back and weighing me down, return to sender. I can't be bothered. So sorry. It's just, yo, life is short and life is beautiful, and I just wanna enjoy all the time that I'm here. Let's talk a little bit about self-esteem for a moment. Maybe you're feeling also that you have to earn love and success and happiness. I yesterday I spent the day with my parents, and then my sister came and picked me up and we ran a little errand with her. And I realized as I was driving home how rich I really am. To me, that's success in its odd little way. And you could find success, you could find love and happiness in your own way. You don't have to just accept the little crumbs that our people are leaving behind. Oh, I'll just give you this, and you just accept it because you think there's nothing else in riches that you can't find in your life. You don't have to believe that you don't deserve better. Like, for real, you deserve everything that is aligned for you. Everything that's in your path that is good for you. You deserve all of it. And it does start with you believing in it. And it does start with you saying it. Not fake it till you make it, but like saying it until you sincerely remove the thought process that you don't deserve it, the love, the success, the happiness, and that you do. Even when it comes to a, like, low self-worth, where we sometimes accept the breadcrumbs, accepting toxic behavior because you think it's all you can get. Again, you deserve better. And even if you have to say it to yourself, "I deserve better," and repeat it until you finally, finally believe it, then just do that. If it takes you to do it every day, every week, whenever, whatever. Because accepting the toxic behaviors of others and accepting the breadcrumbs doesn't fill you. It doesn't make you feel good. And in many ways, it lowers your self-esteem and your self-worth. Because there was a time even with myself where I felt like I had to prove my love to people until I just said no. Sorry. I said no. I was over it. Why am I proving myself to you when I know that I'm the dopest of all dope? Like, and this is not me being cocky, this is just years of me understanding how amazing I am, and me telling myself that I am. And then anyone else that knows me will be like, "Yeah, we know what AJ's about." It's not a matter of me trying to be cocky in any way, shape, or form. It's just me knowing who I am, and it took years. This is a marathon, not a sprint, by the way. This is a marathon, not a sprint. I used to accept breadcrumbs my damn self until I realized that I am not a damn pigeon and I deserve an entire plate. I deserve to feel full, feel good, feel happy, good energy around me. So I got another question to ask you super quick, and I want you to think about it just more of like a reflection in a moment. When you don't value yourself, you attract the people and situations that reflect that low value back to you. I'm gonna repeat that again. When you don't value yourself, you attract people and situations that reflect that low value back to you. This is why I say that the environment and energy that you keep around you, it speaks about you. The environment and the energy that you keep around you speaks about you. And sometimes you got to take a step back and really think, what is my environment telling me? Do I need to shift? Do I need to pivot? Do I need to walk away? Do I need to move? What is my environment telling me about me? Like, have you ever caught yourself thinking, is this the best I could do in my life? I have. That was probably one of the most pivotal moments when I finally made a shift. Like, what else can I do? Is this it? Or is there more to like what I am capable of? More to what God wants me to do? More to what the universe wants me? More to what my ancestors sacrificed that they want me to do? There's more to me. And how did that mindset shape your decisions? Again, every decision is a choice that you need to make to move in the position where you want to go. So every decision that you make, believe it or not, is feeding into your future self. Believe it or not. If you chose today to just do nothing and just, as my brother would say, moss and chill on the couch and do nothing and just take care of yourself, your family in a self-care kind of way, that's a choice. That's a decision that it's going to benefit you in the future. Not just you, but your family as well. If you chose to just do nothing because you just out you on your own place and you just chilling, or you went outside, caught some fresh air, you went to hang out with family and friends and whatever, you did an activity on your own, that is you investing in yourself. If you decide to stare out the window and shut everyone out for 5 minutes, that is you investing in yourself. And that decision that you made to do that is going to help you become the best person that you need to become for yourself. So, again, I want you to write this one down if you haven't already. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, this is the best I can get? How did that mindset shape your decision? So we're going to talk about the comfort zone. I like being comfortable, don't get me wrong. I do. I love being comfortable. But I must say there's a point where comfort can be a thief of your growth. Comfort can be something where it stops you from moving forward. So I want you to think for a moment. When you think about the comfort zone trap, are you choosing the familiar even though it's unfulfilling? Are you staying in that job or relationship or that environment because it's predictable, even if it makes you feel miserable? Are you avoiding discomfort by convincing yourself that, "Man, this is good enough, like, this is all I can get, so I'm cool with it." Because sometimes when we're so comfortable, it stays us stuck in a situation and an energy that we don't need to be around, and we have no reason to be around it. I remember when I was working at a job and I thought that this is the best I could do at the time, which, to be fair, probably was, until I realized that I needed more. I was comfortable, don't get me wrong, I was mad comfortable until I realized that this me being comfortable is not helping me move forward and grow. Comfort is kind of, it feels safe, right? You feel so safe. And there's nothing wrong with being comfortable, don't get me wrong, but in terms of when you get comfortable just receiving breadcrumbs, how's that gonna help you to move forward? But it's also the thing that keeps you stuck. It's nice, but I gotta say this, growth can happen in you being comfortable, but it also can happen when you're also uncomfortable. Because there's probably parts where you have to unpack or work through, and that stuff is uncomfortable, but you can soar and grow in so many ways. So many ways. So I want to give you another reflection question here. What's one area where you've been choosing comfort over growth? What is one area in your life that you've been choosing comfort over growth? And how are you going to take a step to choose growth this week? Okay. How are you gonna choose growth this week? How are you gonna allow yourself to put growth first? What steps are you really gonna take to put growth first? So let's talk about a bit about the cost of settling. Cost of settling could cause you your mind, your body, your spirit, your joy, everything. Emotional exhaustion, mental exhaustion, lack of fulfillment. Like you could start be like wondering like where in my life am I feeling emotionally exhausted? There could be so many aspects of your life right now where you could feel emotionally exhausted, but because you've settled for the breadcrumbs, you're not even too sure like how to position yourself. You're okay with the success without satisfaction. You're just kind of going through the moments of all of it. But the question you sometimes got to ask yourself is like, what's missing right now? What am I missing at this moment? What do I need to change? What do I need to alter? What do I need to move and pivot? And you do tend to miss opportunities when this all happens because you could go from wanting to have change and wanting shifts till all of a sudden you're focusing so much on just accepting the breadcrumbs that you don't realize that the missed opportunities are coming your way. And because that you have lack of focus and lack of enthusiasm and your confidence has been low, you're not in the position to accept the things that are coming for you. So another question I got for you. I got questions after questions. This is why I told you all to take notes. What's one opportunity that you've missed because you were so focused on just survival? What is the one opportunity that you've missed because you were so focused on your survival? Hmm. So how's a couple of ways that you could start making some shifts? Let's get into that because now that we've able to identify, now we got to figure out how we can make some shifts and no longer accept breadcrumbs. I'm gonna start with the most important one. A lot of people talk about when it comes towards dating, which is raising your standards. Yeah, get clear about what you want and what you deserve. Get clear about what you want and what you deserve. Okay. And I've talked about non-negotiables, but write them out. What are your non-negotiables for yourself? What are your nope, this not gonna qualify. Remember, this is personal and professional life. I ain't just talking about just personal. I'm talking about both. Okay. How are you gonna stop entertaining the things that don't align with your values? Get to know your values, but how are you gonna stop aligning the things that don't align with it anymore? How are you gonna stop entertaining and accepting it? And you can start off with just getting to know your values and writing down three non-negotiables in each category of it, personally, each category of your life, whether it's personal or professional. You can start with just that. Just 3. Nothing too crazy. If you just wanna do 1 or 2, that's fine as well, but I would say aim for 3. Now here's a word that a lot of us have a little bit of a back and forth on, setting boundaries. Learn to say no without guilt, learn to say no with conditions, and learn to protect your energy by saying no. Because sometimes we say no because of course the guilt, we feel bad, that we feel pressured, but then we feel horrible because we really we say yes when we because we feel guilty with the guilt, the pressure, people pleasing, but we feel horrible in the end because we really didn't want to do it. So I want you to think about this. Saying no to them is saying yes to yourself. When you say yes to them, you're saying no to yourself. And they win when you say, yes, sure, no problem. And you say no to you. So this is a season for you to start saying yes to yourself. And sometimes, not all the time, saying no to them. Let's talk about self worth. Start with affirmations, mirror work. I talk to myself in the mirror all the time. I hype myself up. I'm my most important hype woman. It's it's a great way to just kind of, and it's not comfortable for everybody. That's fine, but figure out other ways that you can hype yourself up. Okay, write down one affirmation. I'll give you one right now in a minute. But write down one affirmation that you could recite a day. The number one affirmation that I'm using right now or reusing again is in order to become, I must. Sorry, in order to receive, I must become. In order to receive, I must become. Y'all can use that one too. So you have to become the person in order to receive the things that you want to receive in your life. So in order to receive, I must become. All right. So now I'm just gonna recap kind of what we went over a little bit. And, I hope that in the comments you're able to tap in, write notes down. I hope that you gain something out of this as well. We're no longer going to be accepting breadcrumbs. That's not what we're doing. And you're not born to survive on crumbs, y'all. Okay? We like full meals. We like plates. Stop settling and start living for you. Stop settling for the bare minimum and start living for yourself. And if you enjoyed this episode and this kind of hit home with you a little bit, um, I encourage you to definitely share this with others. And very, very quickly, I'm just going to run through what we talked about today. What is even selling? What's even settling for breadcrumbs? We went over that a bit, and we also went over how to identify where we're being breadcrumbed along the way. So a couple of signs that maybe we missed, whether it's personal or professional, and how we could no longer even accept it. And shoot, why we shouldn't even accept it. All right. So I hope you truly enjoyed today's live. And as always, I'll see you next week. Well, this week, Tuesday, new episodes drop with the Dope Life podcast. And as always, y'all, walk with peace and you know exactly what to do. Walk with okay, I don't have an audience. Walk with love.